Mount Yi, also known as Eastern Guardian Mount Yi, is one of China's most sacred mountains. Steeped in deep cultural and spiritual significance throughout the country's long history. Located in Yiyuan County, Linyi City, Shandong Province, Mount Yi rises to an elevation of approximately 1.032 meters, 3.386 feet, above sea level. Mount Yi is exceptional not only because of its majestic natural beauty and serene landscapes but also its esteemed position within the ancient cosmological framework of the Five Guardian Mountains, a group of 5 mountains believed to safeguard the 5 cardinal directions of the known world. Among them, Mount Yi represents the east and symbolizes the element of wood in the 5 elements, embodying growth, renewal, and new beginnings. Since ancient times, Mount Yi has been revered as the divine mountain of eastern brightness by successive imperial dynasties. It served as a vital site for imperial rituals, including prayers for rain, offerings to heaven, and ceremonies for the welfare of the people. Today, visitors can still find remnants of ancient sacrificial altars, sacred temples, and stone paths that are enduring symbols of the reverence once paid to this spiritual peak. Beyond its spiritual significance, Mount Yi is a stunning natural wonder. Its landscape features ancient forests, waterfalls, caves, and winding peaks that resemble coiled dragons playing among the clouds. Autumn is breathtaking here, as the maple trees turn a brilliant crimson, attracting thousands of travelers and photographers seeking the perfect seasonal shot. In modern times, Mount Yi has been designated a National 4A scenic area by the Chinese government and remains one of the premier cultural and tourist destinations in Shandong Province. It draws not only nature lovers, but also scholars, cultural researchers, and spiritual seekers who come to explore the deep roots of Eastern civilization. Climbing Mount Yi is more than a physical ascent. It's a journey into the heart of culture, history, and spirituality. Visitors follow ancient stone steps from the mountain's base that meander through verdant pine groves. Sunlight filters through the foliage, casting flickering patterns on the path, as if nature is guiding the way. The air is cool and crisp, scented lightly with wild herbs and forest wood, a soothing balm for souls weary of urban chaos. Along the way, travelers encounter charming rest stops, weathered stone tablets inscribed with poetry from bygone dynasties, expressing awe and devotion from past pilgrims, humble shrines nestled against rock faces, where people pause to light incense and whisper quiet prayers, and the distant roar of Baiyun waterfall, signaling a deeper journey into the mountain's sacred heart. The climb is far from monotonous. At times, the path challenges your resolve with steep, rugged stairs. At others, it gently winds through shaded trails alive with birdsong and rustling leaves, nature's soundtrack to your spiritual trek. Those who persevere are rewarded richly upon reaching the summit, a sweeping panorama of boundless forests, drifting clouds beneath your feet, and a wind that greets you from every direction like an ancient blessing. From the peak, One can gaze across the vast expanse of Nghi, stretching to the distant horizon. Many have stood here, in a rare moment of quiet between sky and earth, to reflect on life's grand questions, or perhaps on the smallest, most personal truths found deep within. The journey begins at the main entrance of the Nghi Mountain Scenic Area, where visitors will find the administrative office, a tourist service center, and marked maps. Here, travelers can take an electric shuttle for about 2 kilometers to reach the hike's starting point, saving energy for the main climb, or walk the entire way to immerse themselves in nature fully. From the starting point, visitors enter a stone-paved trail winding through a dense pine forest, where many trees are centuries old. This section of the trail is gently sloped and considered a warm-up for the journey ahead. The ancient stone steps have retained their historic charm, accompanied by the sounds of forest birds, the scent of pine wood, and the refreshing mountain air. Along the path are stone tablets engraved with classical poems from the Song and Ming dynasties, serving as poetic footprints left by travelers of centuries past. Continuing onward, hikers will reach Baiyun Waterfall, White Cloud Waterfall, one of the most renowned stops on the trail. The waterfall cascades gracefully from high above, like a delicate white ribbon flowing through the misty air and lush forest, evoking both serenity and splendor. This area features a scenic viewing platform and stone benches for resting, making it an ideal spot to relax, take photos, and recharge before tackling steeper inclines. The waterfall originates from the high, cloud-covered peaks of Nghi Mountain, where spring rains gather into pure streams that descend over rocky ledges from heights of dozens of meters. Rather than roaring with force, the water glides softly and elegantly, resembling a fine silk scarf stretched across the primeval forest. Sunlight refracts through the mist, creating fleeting rainbows that shimmer in the tranquil surroundings. The sound of the waterfall is not loud but instead resonates like the gentle plucking of a guzheng, a zither's notes echoing in the mountains, offering a meditative backdrop for the soul. In early mornings, the falls emerge through veils of fog like a hidden fairy of the forest. Ethereal and pure, inspired by this divine beauty, ancient travelers named it Baiyun, or White Cloud, as a tribute to the harmony of water and mist, nature and celestial energy. The area around the waterfall is perfect for taking a break, enjoying the scenery, and soaking in the tranquility. Moss-covered stones at the foot of the falls form natural seats, and a clear pond reflects the surroundings like a mirror, where fallen petals drift like whispers of spring. Numerous poets and scholars who once visited left verses etched in stone, expressing their awe and reverence for the waterfall's untouched beauty. During the summer, Baiyun Waterfall becomes a refreshing escape from the heat, offering cool relief. The surrounding maple leaves turn crimson in autumn, painting the scene like a vivid ink wash. No matter the season, the waterfall maintains its mystical allure, symbolizing the eternal and serene beauty of Nghi Mountain. More than just a natural attraction, Baiyun Waterfall is a sanctuary for those seeking inner peace, Amid the gentle sounds of falling water and whispering winds, time seems to slow, and visitors find solace in the embrace of nature. Beyond the waterfall lies Dong Tran Temple, Dong Tran Miao, a sacred shrine dedicated to the guardian deity of the East in ancient Chinese belief. Nestled in a quiet forest, the temple features traditional architecture with curved tile roofs, dragon-carved stone columns, and the subtle fragrance of incense wafting through the breeze. This site once served as a ceremonial center for imperial dynasties. If you visit during the temple festival, in the third lunar month, you may witness the reenactment of solemn rituals honoring the Eastern deity. Dong Tran Temple is one of Eastern China's most sacred and ancient temples. It is a historical monument and a spiritual hub connected to centuries of mountain worship and heavenly veneration. According to records, Yi Mountain was considered one of the 5 guardian mountains since the Zhou dynasty over 3,000 years ago. Protecting the ancient Chinese realm's cardinal directions and center, Yin Mountain represents the east, symbolizing the element of wood, the season of spring, and the forces of life and growth. Located on the southern slope of the mountain, Dong Tran Temple serves as the principal center of worship for the Eastern deity. Quietly standing through countless historical changes, the temple has preserved its dignified and ancient aura. Its architecture reflects traditional northern Chinese styles, with sweeping eaves, intricately carved dragon and phoenix columns, and moss-covered walls. Passing through the triple-arched gateway, visitors enter the central courtyard, where the air grows hushed, interrupted only by rustling leaves and the soft chimes of wind bells. Climbing the time-worn steps, pilgrims enter a realm where spirituality, history, and nature coexist harmoniously. Inside the main hall stands the statue of the Eastern deity, bearing a solemn expression and divine presence. Locals still visit the temple at the start of each year, offering incense and prayers for favorable weather, family harmony, and academic success for their children. Past dynasties once held elaborate state rituals to pray for national prosperity and abundant harvests. Stone inscriptions, couplets, and ancient poems throughout the temple testify to its historic significance. Once hailed as the supreme temple of the sacred Eastern Mountain, Dong Tran Temple remains a beacon of spiritual heritage. The Eastern Guardian Festival enlivens this sacred site with vibrant cultural celebrations every year. Especially during the third lunar month. The echo of drums and gongs, colorful banners fluttering in the wind, and streams of devoted pilgrims create a scene steeped in the spirit of Eastern tradition. Amid rising incense smoke and murmured prayers, hearts are cleansed of worldly burdens, and souls find quiet solace. Surrounded by pristine mountain air, the Eastern Guardian Temple is not merely a waypoint on the journey to conquer Mount Yi but also a sanctuary where visitors pause, listen to their inner voice, and reconnect with the source of tranquility. Like a bridge linking past and present, humanity and the divine, the temple continues to stand watch over the eastern land, just as it has for thousands of years. Beyond the temple, the path becomes steeper and more winding, with tall stone steps and some near vertical sections that require handrails for support. Yet, with each upward step, the landscape widens, billowing white clouds, mountain ranges unfurling below, and the thinning air syncs one's heartbeat with the rhythm of the climb. At last, the summit of Mount Yi reveals itself like a celestial observatory. Here lies a stone stele engraved with the mountain's name, rest pavilions, and a breathtaking 360-degree panorama of majestic Nghi. Standing atop the peak offers a deep sense of triumph over the physical challenge, and being welcomed by the heavens and the earth. At the summit of Mount Yi, the highest point among China's famed 5 Guardian Mountains, nature's grandeur merges with sacred remnants of ancient history. Here's what visitors can discover at this spiritual pinnacle. 1. Scenic Viewing Pavilion. A favorite among hikers and pilgrims alike. The viewing platform, perched at approximately 1.032 meters above sea level, offers sweeping vistas, distant mountain ridges, mist-veiled valleys, and the lush Nghi plains stretching like a vast green tapestry. On sunny days, drifting clouds float at eye level, giving the impression of walking amidst the sky. 2. Summit Stone Stele. At the very top stands a monumental stone stele, inscribed in ancient Chinese characters, Eastern Guardian Mount Yi, representing its status as the guardian mountain of the East in the cosmology of the 5 elements. This stupa is a popular check-in point for spiritual pilgrims and trekking enthusiasts. 3. Ancient Heavenly Altar. Remnants of an ancient altar, platforms and circular stone steps, still mark where imperial rites were once performed to honor heaven and earth. Though weathered by time, these circular and square stone formations still embody profound symbolism. Round for heaven, square for earth. In Eastern philosophy, few ceremonies are as solemn and philosophically profound as the ancient rite of heaven worship. Regarded as the highest ritual a ruler could perform, this offering to heaven, Tai Theme, was a devotional act and a symbolic alignment between heaven, earth, and humankind, a cosmic affirmation of divine right and earthly responsibility. At the summit, the layout of the ancient altar remains. Round and square stone platforms symbolizing the cosmos and its governing principles, heaven above, earth below. These ceremonies were not mere superstition but emblematic of moral and political ideology. Only emperors could perform rites at the heavenly altar, symbolizing their divine legitimacy and responsibility as heaven's emissaries. In times of disaster, emperors were expected to apologize to heaven and vow reform. Today, ancient altars like those at Beijing's Temple of Heaven, Mount Yi in Shandong, and Mount Tai endure as invaluable cultural relics. They offer archaeological insights and a window into when people lived in harmony with nature, revered heaven and earth, and held virtue above all. The ancient rite of heaven is a testament to Eastern civilization's philosophical depth and spiritual wisdom. Our ancestors expressed their desire to live according to cosmic law, pursue moral order, and build a better society within its solemn rituals. Though no longer wielding political power, this tradition remains a sacred bridge between heaven, earth, and humankind, a living memory of cultural identity. When people think of Nghi Son, they often picture a towering mountain standing proudly in the eastern skies, a sacred site where dynasties once held solemn heaven worship ceremonies. However, few know that Nghi Son is famed for its majestic hiking trails and offers a rich natural landscape with experiences far beyond the thrill of adventure. First and foremost, one of the highlights not to be missed is the primeval forest that stretches midway up the mountain. Still untouched and serene, this forest shelters layers of foliage so dense that sunlight barely reaches the forest floor. Stepping into this world, visitors feel as if they are leaving behind the noisy bustle of everyday life, immersed instead in birdsong, rustling leaves, and the earthy scent of soil, moss, and fallen leaves. This tranquil space is ideal for relaxation and for nature lovers, hikers, photographers, or anyone seeking a place to meditate and ease their mind. Especially in autumn, when the foliage turns brilliant red and gold, the forest dons a vibrant cloak, becoming a living landscape painting. Beyond its natural beauty, Nghi Son is also home to numerous cultural and historical relics, such as the Dong Tran Temple, the ancient altar of heaven, and the Zhongshan Shrine. Each site carries the legacy of thousands of years, preserving legends and stories of ancient dynasties. Visitors can combine their hiking trip with visits to these sites to better understand local beliefs, customs, and traditional architecture. Moreover, during special times, Nghi Son hosts traditional festivals such as the Dong Tran Festival and heaven worship ceremonies. These sacred and solemn events attract locals and visitors from far and wide, gathering to pray, participate, and reconnect with cultural roots. In today's video, I will stop here. If you find this place interesting, don't forget to leave your comments in the comments section. See you again in the next videos.